Today, we're trying to find out how Impossible went from a novelty thing at some restaurants that you hear about occasionally to something that is available in grocery stores across America and probably soon across the world. It seems like 2019 was the year that plant-based food finally took off, whether it was health fanatics, climate activists, vegans, or just people being more open to the idea of it. It's hard to go to a restaurant these days without either seeing plant-based meat or hearing someone talk about it. And what's funny is, the movement came in the shape of something that everyone is already used to, a burger. In October of this year, Impossible Foods finally released their line of plant-based ground meat in grocery stores across America. And they just pulled off a huge deal with Burger King to start using their product in their world-famous Whopper. Check out this commercial from Burger King, where diners are surprised that they're not eating real meat.
This is a f***ing cow.
No f***ing cow.
Tastes like a Whopper. While the burger represents one of the purest forms of Americana, it comes with its complications. Industrialized meat production is one of the main causes of climate change. So if you could just replace it with something just as delicious, yet more sustainable, the world might have no choice but to embrace it.
Всем известно, что Человек-паук – это Питер Паркер.
Когда Мистерио меня раскрыл, вся моя жизнь пошла кувырком. Вот я и подумал, что вы сможете вернуть все как было.
Не порти заклинание.
Ладно. Что это было?
О мультивселенной слишком мало известно. Мы нарушили стабильность пространственно-временного континуума.
Привет, Питер.
Человек-паук. Нет пути домой. В кино с 15 декабря.
Что такое eVGENIY? Это освежение паром всего за 20 минут. Ароматизация. Бережная сушка для шелка, шерсти и кашемира. А также устранение аллергенов. Что еще? Пресс для брюк. eVGENIY. Идеальный образ каждый день.
They are good, aren't they? And a wonderful source of B vitamins.
So I headed out to San Francisco to see if I could figure out why the Impossible Burger was everywhere right now. Now we're gonna go in, Mission Impossible theme song. Behind me is Impossible Foods laboratory and their test kitchen. I'm going to go in and find out how the burger is made. Cool. And then I die. Oh yeah, and then I go in. The first thing I wanted to know was what actually went into the burger.
Here, what we have in front of me is all of those natural plant ingredients that, when recombined in the right ratio, creates meat. This is soybeans, and the soybeans have been kind of texturized, and this gives you the high protein content and the nice chew and texture of meat. We're gonna mix on in.
Okay, so that was just water.
That was just water. This is potato protein, and also in here are nutrients. So these nutrients bring both the nutritional aspects as well as flavor components that react upon cooking.
It tastes like a gravy.
Potato protein in the raw state helps everything bind together. Upon cooking, it gels up to hold water to make it nice and juicy and a nice chew down. Our next ingredient is like hemoglobin. So all plants actually have heme. In the raw state, it tastes metallic. And upon cooking, it reacts with those simple nutrients that we just put in the burger and creates all the flavors of meat.
Is it going to taste like blood?
I think so.
It tastes like ocean blood.
A little salty?
Yeah.
There are flavor compounds created by heme that have been shown to be the drivers of what carnivores will go and crave after. And what fat does is it really a lot of times traps good flavor and then is its delivery system. Sunflower oil is a unsaturated fat, so a lot of people say it's a good fat. Also in here is cellulose. That's what holds all plants together. And what on the back of your label is called fiber. So that is what we add here to allow for the whole product to be bound together.
I actually think I could do it at home. It'd be like water, bouillon cubes, my blood, mayonnaise, and I don't know, I guess coconut fat is the only thing I can do to that.
The coconut oil, it can really trap the delicious flavors that we're generating here. This mixing bowl is representing a giant mixer, like your KitchenAid, and that is then just maybe the half this room.
Oh, huge mixer.
And then all the downstream is exactly like a meat factory, forming it into either patties or bricks, and then freezing it and packaging it. We need processes that are very scalable and already processed used by other industries.
Impossible has actually had such a big couple years that they had to partner with one of the biggest co-packing plants in the country. The main protein in the burger used to be wheat, but to increase their production capabilities, they've switched to a more affordable form of soy. You always hear people refer to Impossible as the burger that bleeds. But what people are actually talking about isn't blood, but heme, which is by all accounts the most important part of the Impossible burger.
This is the heme section. We're in the heme section.
How we produce the heme is that we use fermentation, which has been used for many centuries to produce
The most important part of the Impossible burger.
This is the heme section. We're in the heme section.
How we produce the heme is that we use fermentation, which has been used for many centuries to take relatively inexpensive things and make them valuable, right? Wine, beer, cheese. We want to be able to have strains of yeast that grow really well, grow densely, and that each of them produce as much heme as possible. And what's cool about this is that the better it grows and is working, the redder it gets. We also do it like a horse race. We try to make many different strains, and we have them compete in these sorts of experiments, and then see how well they do, and see what the properties we get from them. So this is similar to the flasks out there, but we can take the winners from those earlier experiments and do more detailed experiments with them to control the fermentation conditions. So you can see how dark red that is. Okay? That is where we've grown up a lot of the yeast. The yeast is turning on and making a bunch of the heme.
So the point of this room is just to be more efficient while making heme?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Is this burger healthier for you than a hamburger?
I'm a physician by training. Pat Brown started the company as a physician. We are absolutely focused on health and safety of our product. Our product is dramatically better for the health of the planet. But when you look at all of the antibiotic-resistant bacteria that are out there, which are always coming really from herd animals, it's much healthier for all of us. It has to be delicious, so people choose it. But if they're going to choose that, it's got to be at least as healthier than what is replacing. That's right.
Impossible wants to make a healthy product, but their first priority is deliciousness. I was blown away by the complicated process it took to put this burger together. All this factory wandering had gotten me really hungry. It was finally time to eat a burger.
Oh, there you go.
Nice and juicy.
Burger cheers?
Yeah.
There.
All that juice?
Yeah, I mean, it really just works. It does the trick.
Yeah, right?
You bite in, squeeze the juices out in your mouth a little bit. The thing is, not many people would be able to eat it in as magical a setting.
И как ты меня так угораздило?
Ржавый гвоздь. Только столбняка не было.
Да какой столбняк? Ты же вакцинированный.
Ну, в школе там когда-то прививали, мне хватило. Что мне тебе, постоянно ходить вакцинироваться? Давайте без нравоучений всяких. Раньше люди как-то без вакцин справлялись и ничего.
Вакцины не обеспечивают пожизненный иммунитет. Своевременно проходите повторную вакцинацию.
Это нам кажется. Мы карточкой провели, и все есть. На самом деле, за кадром происходит очень много очень сложных процессов.
Платежи – это не более чем цифровые записи.
По 5 транзакциям в торгово-сервисной сети мы можем угадать доход и образ жизни потребителя.
Через 10 лет пластиковых карт не будет. Мне видится, что следующим этапом будет история с платежами с помощью биометрических данных. Ситуация, при которой тебе даже телефон не доставать.
Будущее, мне кажется, безналогизм.
Чем больше растет количество безналичных платежей, тем больше растет экономика. И безналичные платежи играют в ней очень большую роль.
all that was left was to meet the man who created all of this, Pat Brown.
Why the Impossible Burger?
From a consumer standpoint, it may just be because it's delicious. But the reason that we created it is because we wanted to address the greatest environmental threat that humans have ever faced, which is the catastrophic impact of the use of animals as a food technology on the global environment, on climate change, on water resources, and land use and biodiversity. Cows are the most destructive species and the most invasive species on Earth, except for possibly humans. The total mass of cows on Earth is 10 times greater than the total mass of every mammal, bird, reptile, and amphibian combined. You need massive amounts of cows to meet the global demand for beef.
But wouldn't this be the most significant disruption in at least modern history in terms of all those people that work in dairy and work in beef?
Industry after industry gets disrupted and effectively replaced by better technology. That's been true throughout history. But people recover. But yes, it will be the most disruptive change in the global economy, I would say, probably for... I have absolutely no ill will for the people who are in that industry, but I do have every intention of making that industry history, so we'll see how it goes. We treated this as the most important scientific problem in the world and did the necessary work to actually figure out how to make a plant-based product that delivers what meat lovers want. Meat lovers, they love their meat. They love it because it's delicious. They love the protein and iron, the familiarity and convenience and affordability and stuff like that. No meat lover loves the fact that it comes from the cadaver of an animal. So we've solved a problem for those meat lovers, actually.
The villain of the Avengers in the final two movies is a guy named Thanos. And he is working on developing the power to snap his finger and wipe out half the population. If you had his gauntlet, would you do it for cows?
I love cows.
You do?
But I don't love having billions of cows covering the entire planet. That's actually an interesting moral dilemma. I guess I probably would, because those cows are not going to end well anyway. And if we could eliminate that destructive impact from our planet, it would be a huge net good.
Although industrial agriculture, and specifically soy production, is not great for the planet, it's significantly better than what industrial meat is doing. Whatever Pat's philosophies are, at the end of the day, all he really wants to do is make a superior product. Because he believes the open market is the best way that he can make a change.
Ну нет, да. Что, не так, что ли, да? Видишь, у меня тут... Нет, не берут, ладно. Да, вот это мне должен. Вот это, ой, не. Ордизды мы просто... Ну, ордизды. Кто здесь у нас круглый тысяч? Круглый тимушка здесь. Скоротик. Нет, нет, по-другому как-то. Эй! 23:07, оборзел, что ли? Думаешь, зачем мне шапка? Не скажи. Все хорошо, потому что хорошо. Шапка Вот это и есть то самое, да? Надо сейчас окружающие или окружающие. Народ, как говорится. Народ. Деньги, как народу делают, хорошо. Хайнесбург. Апорт. это надо. Где эта штучка? Вот это и есть. Что все плохо? Нет, ну вот это и было на самом деле. Ну нет, ну вот это и есть на самом деле. Да. Вот оно. Вот это и есть на самом деле. Ну что они вырубаются? Так они, наверное, мерзнут эти телефоны просто и все. Что-то они все зарубались. Что бы им было? Ну вот наоборот это было. Ну наоборот, значит.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Piano TV. So in the last video, we talked about ragtime music and what that is, so I thought that a good way to follow that up would be to do a tutorial of ragtime songs. So we are going to look at The Entertainer by Scott Joplin today. Now, if you've seen the original sheet music for basically any of Scott Joplin's music, it's super complicated. There's lots of like octaves and syncopated fast notes and things like that. So the arrangement we're going to do today is simplified. It's appropriate for a grade 1 to 2 level, somewhere in there. And we're also only looking at one of the small parts of it, so we're not doing like all of the different sections in the song, because it's like a 4-minute, 5-minute song. We're just doing like a little snippet of it today. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about the backstory. We're going to dive into some of the theory and the learning points, and I'm going to play through it for you so you can hear what it sounds like. And if you want to learn how to play this song, all you have to do is go to the description bar below, and there will be a link to a PDF version of the sheet music, so you can play along. Let's get started. So for a quick backstory, The Entertainer is definitely one of the most famous rags of all time. It was written in 1902 by the basically legendary Scott Joplin. It's only recently been popular since 1973, though. It kind of like fell out of popularity. It was used in 1973 as the theme song for the movie called The Sting. So if you want to know more about ragtime music and Scott Joplin, be sure to check out the previous video we did on ragtime, but I'll give you the Cliff Notes version here. Okay, so Scott Joplin basically, well no, not basically, he was the most famous ragtime composer, and ragtime music is generally like very fast and exciting and energetic, and the way it sounds and the rhythm of it is a steady left hand and a syncopated right hand. So basically all that means is that the right hand kind of bounces around a little bit more while the left hand keeps the beat. So we're going to hop over to the piano and play through The Entertainer, and then afterward we're going to dissect it and talk some theory and learning points.
昔ながらの本当に自然な状態のいわゆる天然醸造っていう環境を作っています。今日これから張り込みをするのは国産の青森県産の大鈴という品種の大豆です。大豆の粒の大きさは中粒ぐらいで、大豆に含まれている タンパク成分がとても豊富なところが青森県産の大鈴の特徴です。原料は3つからっていうところでとってもシンプルなんですけど、大豆、小麦、塩が原料になってます。実は作るプロセスにおいて小麦、塩が原料になってます。実は作るプロセスにおいては目には見えない微生物、作る過程はプロセスにおいては目